the way we'll do this, that microphone, turn that microphone on, and you'll have, I'll give each individual, as many as who want to speak, 3 minutes to address the board on any topic. So who would like to start? We could start in the front. Anybody want to volunteer to go first?
So, just got my tax bill, right? School portion went up 71%. Okay, I saw the video that was put out where a person with a $300,000 home, their taxes are going to go up $213. Mine went up $700. Okay. Now, I understand that last year was a little bit lower because of the snafu from 2022, but here's the problem. Now my taxes are higher than 2022. How is that? I mean, seriously, how is that? I mean, you're bleeding us dry here.
The way we're going to do this is we're going to let everybody speak, and then we'll have somebody address your concerns. We're trying to. Mine went up 54%, by the way.
Okay.
My school taxes. I live in the village. All I'm going to say before we let everybody else talk is that the only thing we have control over is the levy amount, which actually came in lower than we projected it to be. Everything else comes from factors that come from the state of Wisconsin on funding.
What township are you in?
I'm sorry?
What township are you in?
Amherst Junction.
You just have to have your microphones on, because
Oh, sure.
the camera won't hear you.
So they're not going to hear me if I'm this far away from the microphone either. Anyway, the levy came out where we said it would be. It actually came out lower than where it would be, but we're also paying for the original referendum from the previous construction, $8.5 million from years ago, which is going to go away in 2027. And we're also paying for the operational referendum, we just approved, which is going to go away in 2027, and then the building referendum. So those are the additional taxes that are in there, but the levy limit, the levy amount is still the same as what we said it would be.
But how soon before another referendum comes up? I guarantee, or I can almost guarantee, it'll be before that all happens.
No.
In the next year or two.
No.
I mean, it seems like it's almost an annual thing.
No.
Almost.
No.
2027, the current one expires, that's when the next one would come out.
The operational.
Yeah.
I mean, why can't we live within a budget?
We do live within a budget.
Well, yeah, but the budget constantly has to expand. That's a problem.
But if you look back at 2016, right now, our mill rate is lower than it was in 2016.
Well, I can tell you that when I built my house 20 years ago, I was paying $1,200 a year in taxes. Now I'm paying $3,700.
Okay, so how much has your property increased in value? That's what it looks like.
Not a whole heck of a lot. I mean, it has increased, of course, but not to that extent. And you know, I don't know what we can do about it or anything, but I'm just here to voice my opinion. It's terrible. I mean, how much do you think we can afford? I mean, inflation is insane. And none of our salaries have kept up with inflation, and then we're constantly giving more to the schools when they're being funded dramatically more than they ever were before.
Not from the state of Wisconsin.
Well, maybe not this district, but certainly for the state itself. So anyway, thank you.
We appreciate your showing up.
Yeah, we're going to try to get some information into the Spirit, this next issue that comes out, that'll address each township, what our levy limit was, what our levy rates were, and what portion each township contributes towards the taxes for the district. It's all based on the population in your township. The larger your township, the bigger chunk of the pie of the taxes that come into the school district, divided amongst all the residents in there. We'll try to have a more detailed explanation in the next paper, maybe on the website. We'll try to get more information out, but for now, I'd like everybody to get the opportunity to address us, so we can take some notes and make sure that we answer those questions in that forthcoming announcement. So
Yeah,
you
go
have
ahead.
the floor.
Robert Kolshinsky, same issue. The the property tax increase. Now, this issue kind of blew up 2 years ago. I remember the big meeting, and I remember you guys had your accountant here who tried to soft soap the issue. Do you guys still have the same accountant? That's what I want to know. Did you bother to fire him? Who was responsible for failing to get that request in for the grant, or whatever that magic money was supposed to be? Because you guys told us that the mark was missed.
Yeah, it was the bond premium. bond.
Yeah, and
So basically what happens that year, you just,
so who missed that? Who missed the filing on that?
well, we didn't get the information we got from them because we didn't ask the right questions
From who?
from that financial advisor.
Did you fire him?
Well, really, he was paid for once the bond was issued. That's how he gets paid. He's out of that.
You still use that same financial advisor?
He's been paid, so what?
Are you still using him?
We're still
Yeah.
using,
Yes.
yeah. 'Cause he got paid out of the bond issue. They work on a commission.
Okay, so he'll be added to the suit as well. What was the name of that group?
Baird.
Beard. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Now, so and then we were told at that meeting that you guys were gonna make the adjustment and things are gonna be better the next year. And then it would go back to what it normally should be.
The mill rate would return to where it should be.
Right,
Yeah.
but then it's basically the same. I mean, I can only speak for my personal. In 2022, my taxes, what was it, $967 on one parcel. It went up on the other parcel as well. Then there was the relief, where it actually went down below what it was in 2021, and now it's back up $900 on that same parcel. So a 56% increase. And so we were lied to. Were we lied to, or are we just incompetent with figuring this?
No, we're not, you're not lied to and you're not incompetent. Before
Well, something, one of the two has to be
Let me
true.
try to explain this as simple as I can. Before the building project referendum passed, our levy was right around $4 million. Okay? Then, when that passed, that basically comes to about a $1.1 or $1.2 million payment, okay? So we knew the levy would go up about $1.1 million.
Mhm.
We also had that bond premium, which was about $600,000, so that brought us to about 1.7. So that year, we should have applied that $600,000 to balance out that, so we wouldn't have that big spike in 2022, okay?
Right,
So basically, the taxpayers paid for the first and second year payment in 2022, and then they went back down to the $4 million levy in '23.
so you're telling me this $900 extra that I'm paying this year is,
This year, this year we're back to the $1.1 million payment on the new building
Mhm.
addition, but then we also passed an additional $500,000 in operational referendums.
Mhm.
So that brings our total levy up to about $5.6 million, where before the building project, we were at $4 million. And then when we made the mistake.
wait a minute, what was that again?
We were real close to a $4 million levy in
Right.
2021. Then we passed the referendum. It
For,
should have been about 5.1 million, but it ended up being at 5.7 because we didn't apply that bond premium that year.
right,
And it should have gradually worked its way up to about 5.1 million, but then we passed the operational referendum, so that added another $500,000 to our levy now.
Mhm.
So that's where we're at, we had a baseline of about 4 million, we have a building premium or building payment about 1.1 million, and now we have the $500,000 in additional operational referendum money. So that's where the additional 1.6 million is paying for. 1.1 on the building, and then the $500,000 operational referendum.
so basically you're telling